There it is. There it is. We're back on the air live. Here we go.
Welcome back. Your
There it
dreams
is.
were your ticket out.
Yeah, welcome back. Welcome back.
To that same old place that you laughed about. Well, the names have all changed since you hung around, but those dreams have remained and they've turned around. You've got to reach up.
Yeah, we back, y'all. We back with Uncommon Sense right here on
Yeah, buddy.
TrueVision.net and also SenseUX.com. I'm Jay Howard, and also I got Big Brother Mo Better, the man himself, Michael B. Wright Sr. Michael B., how you doing, brother?
Oh man, and I'm sitting on the stage with Big Brother Rock. I'm doing pretty good, yeah, boy.
What's up, boy? What's up, boy? What's up?
Welcome back to the airways, Jay. They've been missing you, boy.
Bruh, they been missing you as well, bruh. And you see all this uncommon sense that's going on right now.
Man, we got material for the next 20 years.
I know, right?
Buckle up, buttercup. Here we go.
We got some uncommon sense situations that we trying to make common sense out of it. And
Good luck
boy,
with that one, Blake.
sense ain't so common these days, brother.
Like I said, good luck with it. Play. I'm just a squirrel in your world. That's all I can say right now.
Hey, man, let's just go with the first hot topic we got tonight. The first hot topic. Now you got RFK Jr. Okay, you know he's on Trump's administration as the Secretary of what?
The health.
Of health, right? Okay, of health, right? Now
That's what they
he's
say.
making this speech about Big Pharma. That Big Pharma is they're paying out money to all of the Congress and to congressmen and giving bribes. But then all of a sudden he slips and he talks about somebody else who got a bribe. And it happens to be his boss. Now, how you do that?
Like we said, uncommon sense, player.
Uncommon sense.
Wow.
You let that slip out about your own boss. Okay.
I'm surprised he still.
A president who is a man of his word, who has the courage. President Trump was taking money from the pharmaceutical industry too. I think they gave you $100 million. But he can't be bought, unlike most of the politicians in this country.
Hold up. He just said that Big Pharma gave President Trump bribes of $130 million. But then he said, you know, he's so proud of President Trump because he can't be bought.
The look on Trump's face shows, yeah, you can.
Yeah, he can. He could be bought all the time, player.
Yeah, you can.
Wow.
Yeah, man. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. For somebody on your own cabinet to kind of call you out like that, bro. I mean, come on, dude. You can't make this stuff up.
Come on now.
But again, man, I'm serious, man. Sometimes, like the scripture says, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth will speak.
And it's
like JFK. Yeah, it is spoken. JFK spoke. Yeah, man. But and that ain't even the tip of the iceberg, man. That right there just scratches the surface, man. So, but yeah, this is where we at. This is where we at.
And how do you let that man talk, JFK Jr.? I bet you won't talk again.
Now if you're gonna disclose secrets like that,
right.
I won't let you talk ever.
But
it might be the worm in his brain. Yeah, it might be the worm in his brain, man. Maybe the worm kind of shifted at that moment he was talking, and so you gotta let it slip out. But I don't know, player. This is I don't know. But they say it's supposed to drop down the pharmaceutical prices by 80-90%. You know, that's what you said now.
Well, he got to act like he's doing something for quote unquote us's.
Okay.
He got to act like he's doing something just for us. See, that's our
No.
justice. Him doing something just for us. Didn't Richard Pryor tell you about that? That's our justice. Just us.
Just us, brothers. All you got,
Yeah.
you in the good Lord, player.
So,
I don't see how again. Well, I see how. When you got complexion protection, man, and when you part of the clique, it's just amazing, man. That again they putting this stuff on live and in living color. That's a thing that's just brazenly don't care no more, man. I mean, that's what this is. They brazenly just don't care no more.
And they ain't holding back. They were like, okay, whatever. And you saw Trump. Trump didn't even disagree with it.
No, because
he probably wasn't listening.
No, that man, no. That man, he don't know what's going on from day to day, bro. So he just that he just occupying space, man. That's all he doing. So good luck with this one.
Yeah. Okay, the next hot topic. White South Africans land in the U.S.
See, you can't put that in the same sentence.
I know, white South Africans. I mean,
yeah, you can put that in the same sentence. Right.
Right.
They're actually Dutch.
Exactly. They're Dutch. They're not South Africans.
Yeah. The Dutch from South Africa would be a better term, but not no white South African. But anyway. Well, I got what they're saying.
This is 47 talking. You know that.
Okay, well. Good luck for that one.
Yeah. So we got some beautiful beam footage here that we want to share with the people tonight on that about what is going on with the Dutch or the South Africans hitting the land of the U.S. Here we go.
The first group of white South Africans granted refugee status by the Trump administration arrived in the U.S. Monday. The group included 49 Afrikaners, which is an ethnic group in South Africa made up of descendants of European colonists. Their arrival comes as the Trump administration has moved to ban the majority of new refugee claims from other countries. President Trump addressed his decision to grant their refugee claim earlier Monday.
Farmers are being killed. They happen to be white, but whether they're white or black makes no difference to me. But white farmers are being brutally killed, and their land is being confiscated in South Africa. And the newspapers and the media, television media, doesn't even talk about it.
Okay. South Africans. Where did we get that term?
Maybe that's the correct pronunciation of it. Yeah, I don't know.
Right.
Afrikaans, I don't know.
Wow.
But he said they're being killed.
Killed.
He didn't care if they were white or black.
Right.
Yeah. You see no black folk on that plane, but anyway.
Right. But then he went back to white, right?
That's the whole premise of the situation we find ourselves in at this current moment.
Because didn't the whites run South Africa up until about 1994?
That's the whole point, man.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying that if you would have said colonizers from Africa would be a better term, So I'm trying to tell you, man, when you're looking at the narrative, they love erasing certain things and then rewriting it the way they want you to understand it. But no, them are Dutch settlers, which pulled black folks off their land. And truth be told, they even got a city in South Africa, man, where blacks are not even allowed to go. In South Africa. Yeah. Go figure that one. But again, when you're looking at what colonization did to Africa, when you look at how Great Britain, Dutch, French, all on Portugal, carved up Africa, because Africa did not have any boundaries until after that conference in Great Britain in 1884, and so that's where you got your boundaries from. Ergo, you got your colony. So when you're looking at this thing with South Africa and what should have happened when Mandela got back in there, when Mandela finally became president of South Africa, that's when that stuff should have went down the way it should have went down.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
I understand Mandela was trying to be all that, but when you look at it correcting the wrong, man, you got to start putting some economic restitutions in it, and I believe that's where you're at now. Is you got economic restitutions that these guys can stop playing, and at the end of the day, if that means taking back land that was wrongfully removed from ancestors,
right?
Hello.
so
what's your problem there, player? But that's what that is, man. Again, they call them white South Africans. It's a problem. But I done told y'all that them labels. Now they call South Africa. Yeah, them labels. Yeah, once they get that American citizenship, now they become African Americans.
Which now they're able to get other benefits that an African American can get.
Just saying.
Okay.
Y'all better leave them labels alone, player.
Wait a minute. I thought we was getting rid of the refugees. We was getting rid of them and the Haitians and the because they was eating the dogs, the cats, the mice and all that. I thought we were doing that.
Yeah, we were.
But now we bringing some in, right?
Yeah, they are.
But how quickly are they getting this refugee status to now become citizens of these here United States?
As of last night, soon that plane hit the American soil, that's when they started getting it.
See, man. See. This is some bull.
Oh, yeah, man. I tell you, boy, this is sickening.
But now,
again,
go ahead. But again, what?
I mean, it's the hypocrisy of your nation, man. It's hypocrisy of your lighter brothers and sisters. You know, they, you know, they got a pen, man. They right there do what they want to. But when you're looking at what they did with this situation here, I'm praying and I'm hoping that those who are in immigration, as far as the lawyers, take this as the president and start ragging the heck out of administration, because now that you done it, you can't pull it back, man. Can't pull that back.
Okay, so but where are your Democrats? Where is your speakers of the House okay.
Well, maybe Cory Booker gearing up for another 24-hour marathon speech on the perils of immigration.
Or maybe Jamal Bryant is going back to targeting it. Okay.
Don't bring it up. Don't do that. It's already been a rough day. Don't do it. It's already been a rough day.
Don't go there. Okay.
Yeah, that part.
Okay.
But,
well, here is actually I guess the report about the South Africans coming here, but also how they won't let even the media talk to anybody to even find out any specifics on how they got their status so quickly. Because how do you get status like overnight when people have been trying to get this status for years? Okay, here we go with the wonderful Bing footage.
Yeah, we were able to be at the hangar at Dulles International Airport when this convoy of these approximately 50 people from South Africa were brought here to Virginia for their first steps and their transfer to other U.S. communities. We saw a number of children, at least a dozen children among the group. We were denied access to speak with this group. The Trump administration sent 2 administrators to talk about why these people were here. One of them, a deputy secretary of state, said these individuals, these men, women, and children, were enduring, quote, harrowing circumstances back home, the threat of death, the threat of killing from others in South Africa that would qualify them for refugee status and resettlement here. But none of this is happening in a vacuum, is it, Lindsay? It's happening as the Trump administration cuts off refugee programs, reduces its staffing and its resources for its resettlement program, and makes it harder for other people in other dangerous parts of the world to get access to just this type of service One of the things that's certain to stir controversy here, Lindsay, is how expedited this was. It moved so swiftly, getting these people from South Africa to the United States, the type of speed other refugees and resettlers have not experienced.
Okay. Were they talking about Israel and Hamas, or they were talking about South Africa?
No, South Africa.
Okay.
Yeah. So, so let me get this straight. You had 59 people to fly. I'm trying to understand this, because I'm not as smart as tool in the tool shed.
Right.
So you had 59 white South Africans fly into Virginia. Okay. Don't nobody know who's on that plane as far as names. And we got a bunch of cheering. And when you look at, they don't look like they've been fighting nowhere.
No.
If you look at them, they look mighty fine to me. But you're not allowed to interview these people. You don't know who's on that plane. You don't know who came over. And I guarantee you, on my life, 9 out of 10, that's some of Elon Musk folks that came on that plane.
Yeah,
that's kind of what I'm banking on right now.
Yeah, you think
Because
you're
again,
right.
because again, if these are refugees, if they had such a horrible time over in South Africa, why aren't you able to interview them so they can tell their side of the story? Ain't nothing like an eyewitness that can tell you what's going on over yonder.
Don't tell.
What? I said KBCN media, huh?
This is a trip. Okay. We were brought over here not by our own free will.
No, sir.
But it took over 400 years just to get quote unquote citizenship. And we really don't have
they gave it to you.
And now they get citizenship in what, overnight?
Yeah, man. Again, this is hypocrisy. What the other thing, man? They got these Afghans that's hanging out there, man, who helped them through the Taliban, all the stuff, war on terrorism. They locked them over there. I mean, when you're looking at again the dynamics of war ravaged town, Ukraine, yada yada yada. I mean, poor one. And so all of a sudden you're gonna pull the rug on those, but these 59 that have been such horrors in South Africa are able to come over here. Come over here in a matter of days. Bro, I'm telling you, man. This is why I have a problem with them people, boy. They made me start stuttering. I'm trying to tell you, boy. It's the hypocrisy of it, man. But they got the wherewithal to do it. And again, the thing about it, man, even if Democrats say nothing, I don't expect Republicans to say anything, but if they start ranting and raving at any time about any kind of immigrants after this administration is over with, it should be a bad day for all of them, man. That's all I'm saying.
Right.
Should be, man.
Okay.
So this is hypocrisy, man, on a whole new level, bro.
Whole new level, brother.
Whole new level.
Then all of a sudden,
I don't know what they.
Here's a country about to give a $400 million gift in an airplane. Now, what type of airplane is worth $400 million? Huh?
The one they want to give him to so they can control where he going.
Exactly.
Yeah, that boy.
They can get all his secrets. This must be a terror plane or something.
Bro, they got 9 bathrooms, man. 9 bathrooms.
What on a plane?
Bathrooms, man. But what kind of on a plane?
It's got how many 2 stories. It's 2 stories on this plane. Like what?
Bro, that's
wait till I show you this wonderful beam footage on this one. I'm like, what the what? For real? For real? Okay. Here we go.
President Trump now moving forward on a
let me go back.
Reported plan to get a giant gift for his administration, I guess personally, politically, but then ultimately for himself through his library. This is a plan to take not $1 million gift or a $10 million thing, but actually $400 million of value from a foreign government through the value of a jet. It is egregious. It is possibly illegal if Congress doesn't approve it. You might remember all that talk about the Constitution and the Emoluments Clause. But bottom line, there are also figures on the right who are concerned because, separate from the ethics and the obvious security implications, which we'll get to, this just looks really bad, greedy, thirsty even. So here's the plane. It's from the royal family of Qatar. It is a luxury Boeing 747 jumbo jet. The Trump administration says they would take this jet that you're seeing certain pictures of as a gift, and they would turn it into an Air Force One. And then they would keep it. So they'd use it for a few years. That's the plan that we have according to the reporting. But then Donald Trump would get it afterward as a private citizen. And the way they're finagling that is they say through his library, presidential library, but bottom line, if he's allowed to fly around on the $400 million jet from the foreign government and only gave it to him because he was president of your country, which is supposed to be a public interest position, well, it all looks pretty unseemly. There are questions here about national security, about the constitutional ban on gifts, which back in the day they called emoluments. The idea was, even then they knew that foreign governments with budgets and largesse could try to separate the leader of a country who's supposed to look out for the country, for you, separate that obligation from the leader's personal situation and throw a bunch of money or gifts at him, or him or her. So remember, the Emoluments Clause says Congress would have to approve this kind of thing. We are in Trump land, and they've been testing everything in the courts, but the concerns are piling up.
Mr. President, what do you say to people who view that luxury jet as a personal gift to you? Why not leave it behind?
You should be embarrassed asking that question. They're giving us a free jet. I could say, no, don't give us. I want to pay you $1 billion or 400 million or whatever it is. Or I could say, thank you very much.
And this is the leader of your country.
Yes.
I'm going back to bed.
I know, right?
I'm going back to bed. You hear me? Dude. Okay. Dude.
Okay.
You can't make this up. So you're gonna gift a plane, quote unquote, to the United States. Then it goes to his personal library after he leaves office. But then the plane was given to the United States.
But then it goes directly personally to him once he's finished. Through his quote unquote library. And Congress is the one to vote on this.
Yeah, but your boy from Alabama, your senator from Alabama, says that's a wonderful idea.
Of course. He said that was a wonderful idea.
But again, man, when you're looking at even the Secret Service said retrofitting that bad boy, if he even comes over here, it's going to take billions of dollars trying to retrofit the thing for Air Force One.
Right.
So what you doing? If you're gonna get a man a plane, call it a day. But there's no way. Again, if it was given to United States, that's against proper United States. That does not transfer to his library after he leaves office. That right there is not in the cards. But what's asinine about it is that we even having this conversation because again, let that happen to your boy Barack Obama. Qatar trying to give him a plane of $400 million. They tripped out when the man wore a brown suit.
He would be impeached. No, they tripped out when he was using a BlackBerry.
That boy. Talking about it was a security risk. Really? Okay.
Really? What you think a $400 million plane is from a foreign country?
See what I'm saying? This doesn't make no sense.
It makes no sense.
And why are we even having this conversation? Yeah. I mean, why is even a conversation? Why is even even in the cards, because again, when you're looking at this is something that's coming from a foreign nation of that magnitude being given to a president, a sitting president, and then will be transferred to his personal library upon him leaving the office. I don't see how that's so America's going to spend billions of dollars to retrofit this thing to Air Force One, then give it to him.
That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying there, partner. That's what he's saying.
Okay.
Now,
I
there's
gotta be clear.
boundaries with these gifts. There's supposed to be some kind of boundaries. But even from Linda Green says this: how is it that saving America's taxpayers' money that they can say that they're saving for us? Well, they're not thinking about us, and they would never think about us.
They ain't saving no money.
They ain't saving no money.
They're not saving
As soon as they cut something, then they go and take the money and spend it somewhere else.
Bruh, they had the budget hearing for Homeland Security.
Right.
And this is what the senator said from the committee. He said, you about to run out of money. He said, you about to violate federal law. Here it is May, and he said, you're almost out of money. This is what the man said to the director of Homeland Security. He said, girlfriend, you about to violate federal law because you're getting ready to run out of money.
Right.
And he said, I don't understand your spending and the like. So whatever this savings that they're saving for America, which I have not synced into it, because again, when you cut programs, you ain't saving money, man. You just put money back into the coffers.
Exactly.
Saving money is actually when you got some kind of waste or fraud or yada yada yada. You found and you plugged the hole. That's savings. When you got money that's already spent, and all you're doing is reallocating that money to other stuff. That's not savings, player. No. That's just reallocating funds. Black folk call that robbing Peter pay Paul. That's what we say. You know what they call it? You know, Doge. We call it Peter and Paul. So I mean, go figure.
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly, bro.
Just call it what it is.
Call it what it is.
But that's again. But when you don't control again the mass media, or when this individual and his cronies are trying to control mass media and what you hear and what you believe, you know, of course. You got what you got.
Now, this is supposed to be the boundaries for this particular foreign gift. And
we got some?
Well, he's supposed to have some, but we see that in the first 100 days of office, he has had no boundaries whatsoever. He spent what, $2 trillion in 100 days? Okay.
That's at my check.
Here we go.
To our guest tonight, who is, I should say, one of the foremost experts in this space of ethics, Norm Eisen, co-founded CREW, Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington, a nonpartisan group that has a stellar record of going after any such graft, conflicts of interest, no matter the party. He's a Brookings Senior Fellow. He was the ethics czar to President Obama. You could see them in the Oval Office. Richard Painter, a Republican ethics counterpart, recently said the Obama years were a high water mark of exactly avoiding these kind of conflicts, not even going near them. Thanks for being here, Norm.
Thanks for having me back, Ari.
Yes, sir. Before we get into all the details, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being you took a free drink at a mixer, it's under the legal gift limit, and 10 being one of the worst types of White House corruption issues you've ever seen. Where does this rank, first of all, just for folks who are trying to make sense of this?
11. This is the worst scandal. Not only emoluments force one. We've learned a new term for emoluments. It was an 18th century term for anything of value to a president. Skeezy. Maybe they'll rewrite the Constitution with the skeezy clause, Ari. The plane is the tip of the iceberg, as your graphic just showed. The crypto conflicts are enormous as well, and also a vehicle for foreign governments to invest, with the UAE putting $2 billion into one of the Trump organizations, the World Financial Enterprise that lists Donald Trump on its website. This is the worst corruption and conflict scandal that we've seen, and the plane just illustrates it.
Booyah.
And good night.
Hey, good night.
I mean, that's all I can say. It's when you look at that again, man. This, and I'm glad that it was this. People are from a different, switch, and they're coming out with guns blazing. They're saying absolutely this. Everybody knows it from the rooter to the tootie that this has crossed the line. Everybody knows. But for some reason, man, to the day I can't understand it. From only one aspect of it is the only reason why those cats ain't saying nothing. Your career politicians is because they are doing the same thing. Man.
They're doing the same thing, bro. They sleeping in the same bed. They're taking from the same pot.
Yeah.
Come on,
That's
man.
what I'm saying.
That's why even your Democrats ain't saying a word. They hadn't said a word. Mitch McConnell, he started saying something now, saying he won't vote for for the airplane, but okay, bro. What else?
Well, Mitch again messed up, and I lost with Mitch when he would impeach Trump on January 6th. Those cats could have put a stop to this if they would have did that mess back in before long time ago. And so you let the train ride. So my thing is, if you didn't pull it over, it's gonna keep going down the track. And now that sucker picked up steam. And obviously, with everything that's in place right now, what can you do?
Now, right, you just brought up.
We got 3 more years in this.
Now, you just brought up an interesting thing that we about to run out of money, right? And
that's what they told me.
And he spent $2 trillion in 100 days, right?
That's what they say.
So the man had to go on a money finding tour. Okay, so now he's on Air Force One on a money finding tour. And of course, he stopped in Syria today, was one of his stops. And all of a sudden, after this wonderful meeting, he will order to end the sanctions on Syria. Huh?
I'm pretty sure you will. I'm pretty
sure you will. But you understand also, he did that with China. He rolled it back on China, right? Well, China told him straight up. China told him straight up, bro, you do not want to do this with us.
And we're going to give you 9 days to fix it.
Starting now.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I mean, your ports are sitting empty. So what?
What?
This is easy. This is too easy.
Too easy. Too easy.
Too easy. So again, man, when you're looking at the dynamics, these cats are hiding. They're not hiding. Let me change that.
No,
they're telling you what they want. They tell you what they want you to know, and also they skirting over what's out there. So they'll say like it was addressed, but whatever. So when you're looking at how they brought things to the table, pushed it on the rug and moved on to something else, and then told you what they want to focus on.
Right.
That's what this mess is, man.
Right. Right.
Again, Trump talked about 140 tariffs on China. And they was going to bring China to their knees and yada yada yada. Okay. And so you go over there or send your crony over there, and they talking about they had wonderful talks, and they came to a concession of 90 days suspension of tariffs.
I bet they did.
And my thing is, you call that a win. I'm like, okay, you suspend tariffs for 90 days,
right?
And you call that a win.
Yeah. Right.
I just want to see how this pans out. But that's what they say, man. I mean.
But see, man,
he's the deal maker.
But bro, this is nothing but a Ponzi scheme. Because now he's got to go find this money.
That's all.
That's why he's on Air Force One right now. That's why he's going to Syria right now, to find some money. And this is what happened in Syria today. This is what he's saying what happened in Syria.
And I'm very pleased to announce that Secretary Marco Rubio will be meeting with the new Syrian foreign minister in Turkey later this week. And very importantly, after discussing the situation in Syria with the Crown Prince, your Crown Prince, and also with President Erdogan of Turkey, who called me the other day and asked for a very similar thing, among others, and friends of mine, people that I have a lot of respect for in the Middle East, I will be ordering the cessation of sanctions against Syria in order to give them a chance at greatness.
Then he gonna clap for him. Look, see?
I'm seeing it.
Oh, what I do for the Crown Prince.
Hold on, bit.
The sanctions were brutal and crippling and served as an important function, nevertheless, at the time. But now it's their time to shine. It's their time to shine. We're taking them all off, and they're going to have, I think they're going to have, based on the people and the spirit and everything else that I'm hearing about. So I say good luck, Syria. Show us something very special like they've done, frankly, in Saudi Arabia. Okay? They're going to show us something special. Very good people.
Now, you look where he's at. He's at the Saudi U.S. Investment Forum. I thought we were supposed to just be going over there to talk about tariffs.
No. And I'm really upset with my mom and dad right now.
What you upset with them for?
They made me go to school, man.
They made you go to school?
They made me study English and history, all this stuff. Matter of fact, made sure that I did my homework and all this stuff. Told me to go to college. Get a degree.
Yeah, get a degree.
Get all that green.
Get a good job.
Get all that green. Get a good job. And then we have somebody like this as the president of these United States of America. They can't talk. Don't know what he's talking about, and can tell he ain't did nothing astute ever in his life. Yet he's standing at that microphone.
Right, that microphone.
Okay. So
but he's gonna give them an opportunity for greatness.
Okay. I try. Okay, let's see how you go with it.
Because see now, Saudi Arabia has promised that they're gonna do $600 billion of business with the United States.
Okay.
That part. That's why I say he's on a tour to try to find some money.
Well, he can be on tour all he wants. At the end of the day, that's not gonna fix your deficit.
No,
I don't care. When you looking at how much you spending, matter of fact, even the old congressman with the financial budget said the amount of money we spend just interest payments alone every single month, matter of fact, every single day, does not even equate, don't even match what's going on right now. Just your interest payments, man. I mean, you ain't even really hitting your interest. That's what's kind of jacked up.
What?
And you talking all this smack. Hey, man. Brother said you ain't even hitting the interest payments. So this is where we are. So even whatever kind of money you're going to invest, you still ain't going to make a difference in your bottom line. And they know this. It just sounds good on paper.
Paper.
And in the news. It just sounds good. It sounds good.
But you got the
But
nerve to
it doesn't carry the
on.
weight, man, because again, that's
But bro, you got the nerve to garnish on defaulted student loans. Well, you ain't even paying
they gonna do that.
the country's bill. Okay.
Exactly. Oh, they gonna do that. That's low hanging fruit, player. That's come on now. That's low hanging fruit.
Yeah, you're right.
And that's what they're coming for. It's just low hanging fruit. Just like the middle class, as far as you don't pay your taxes, man, you be in jail tonight. The ultra rich don't pay their taxes. They get a little slap on the wrist and like, okay, get it next year, do it better. You know, because it's low hanging. It's just what it is, man. And again, it's low hanging fruit, and that's why I'm mad at my mom and my dad, because I wouldn't have student loan debt if I didn't go to college and just talk like Trump. I mean, I can do that. I didn't have to.
You don't have the right complexion. So you don't have the right protection.
It's called bleach green. It's called bleach.
Oh, you trying to do the Michael Jackson now?
Skin like that.
You see where Mike?
It worked for him.
You see where he at though?
Well, because he didn't understand balance. A little bit at a time. A little bit at a time, Mike. Okay. It go a long way, boy. Okay. Just gotta go back.
But in this world of chaos, in this world of uncommon sense, bro, you got people that get caught up in this situation, just like with this young lady here in Dalton, Georgia, the teen that got charged by mistake, and then the policeman even come back, the chief even come back and say, "Yeah, we apprehended her by mistake, but she's still in custody for ICE to be deported. But she's been in this country ever since she was 4 years old."
Exactly. That poor baby been going away, unfortunately.
But now
because,
the charges have been
you're
dismissed.
looking at what
Charges have been dismissed.
Okay.
But you're still in detention for ICE.
Yes. Because they need them numbers.
Yeah.
Your boy said they're going to deport over 1 million people every single month. That's what your boy said. Your boy said they was going for the meanest of the meanest and the roughest of the roughest. That's what your boy said. But when you look at who they're actually getting now, because again, the meanest of the meanest and the roughest of the roughest are not walking the streets every single day. You know, they know how to keep themselves in hock.
Right.
It's young babies like this that was just driving. Baby just driving. And now she's got caught up in a dragnet. And when they said that again, they even pull over the wrong car, dog. The wrong freaking car. So what that tell you? I mean, so what kind of policing do we have in Dalton when we can pull over the wrong car? You know? So it's just the thing about it, man. They are still in search for this quote unquote quota that they're trying to get. And any and everybody that get brought in that dragnet, I'm sorry, it's where you are. But that's the stage they set. That's the stage they set, man. And they're paying the piper right now. But there's a lot of people's lives who have been disrupted because of quote unquote this immigration thing.
Right.
And exactly because they can't get these quote unquote find these roughers and gang members, yada yada yada. And so it's a small little low hanging fruits just getting sucked up in this dragnet and getting sent back so they can meet their quotas.
Because see, there's a price on it. There's a price on this. Everybody got to understand. There's a price on this. See, that million a month was already projected or sold out.
Exactly.
So that's why they just pulling any and everybody to, hey, oh, your name is Fluentes? Okay, come here.
Gonzalez, whatever it is.
You going.
They might become, if you ain't covered, they might become for green and right.
Oh, Doc. Hey, like you said, we know how to stay hidden.
The boy, check your cards, boy. Check your cards. I'm
Cards,
trying to
boy.
tell
Check
you.
your cards, boy.
Because
Mm-mm.
it's pathetic where you are, but it's also sad where you are.
Right.
But it's a reality that you live in.
Exactly.
And this is why, again, the issue when you're looking at people who have a platform, whether it's your Cory Bookers or Jamal Grant, whoever you want to put
Right.
into it, who has a platform that could
Right.
be bringing real hardcore lines to this situation and tell folks
Right.
what's really going on,
Right.
and not letting folks paint the picture that they want you to see. That's my issue.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, like the baby indulgent, the teen indulgent,
Mm-hmm.
she's doing wonderful in high school, right? Getting ready to graduate.
Mm-hmm.
Now she's facing deportation. Now her dad's already been sucked in the ice, and now here she go.
Right.
So you're looking at again, man, when folks are just haphazardly doing these things and going through the motions
Mm-hmm.
and don't care about what kind of damage they do.
Right.
In Florida, though, they've already passed law that now children can work to make up for what the immigrants now have been taken out the fields. So
What?
now they bro,
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to tell you, they got a shortage of people in Florida. And so they changed the child labor law so that a child could work. Now, of course, they say after 9:30, they at certain times it's cut off. But the thing is, children weren't doing that stuff. But now you got a situation where you don't have those hands on the field. So now you got to replace it with who and with what? The next part is children.
Right.
So I mean, again, we on a slippery slope, man. You literally are. And until something finally derail this thing, ain't no telling where you can end up because you got 3 more years of this, man. You got 3 more years of this.
Right.
And you're just in May. You got 3 more of this stuff. Ain't no telling where we gonna end up. I'm moving to Guyana, and hopefully they will accept me as their peoples.
I know that's right, brother.
Thousands of people back. These folk crazy. These folk crazy, but I'm trying to tell you, they crazy.
They're crazy, bro. Just
Just
like with this hot topic here. 3 ex-Memphis cops acquitted in the beating of Tyree Nichols. Now, you got to look at the whole picture when you're looking at it. You got 3 black cops that beat a black man, but you got an all-white jury on the state level that acquitted the 3 cops. But then when you go to the federal level, they've been found guilty on the federal level. So, okay, do we have a problem here? Yes, we do.
You think?
How are you going to find them innocent on the state level, but guilty on the federal level? So now how do you balance that out?
Well, in your great country, they convicted them on, again, that they violated Nichols' civil rights. They violated civil rights. That's what they got them on federally. State charges different for as criminal charges. So that's the thing that you're looking at now. So when you're dealing with a civil rights issue and that's federal, yada yada yada, they skirted that. Okay. Damage, though, again, when you're looking at criminal and you're dealing with these situations where these police officers have been getting qualified immunity to some degree. And if you convict these guys, okay, here's the problem. If you convict these guys, then you set a precedent that you just cannot arbitrarily, as they've done in the past and still doing to this day, beat down folks, especially black folks, and get away with it. Okay. So you will save this little narrative so that you can protect that color blue. That's what this is, man. I mean, anybody can see it. To do the damage, and you look at the footage, they were saying that guy was resisting arrest. Nichols was not resisting arrest. There was no way that baby could resist arrest and getting beat down. So when you're looking at even the video footage and dynamics, how things play themselves.
You said look at the video footage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here you go.
The council would like to stand with their clients.
Tonight, 3 ex-Memphis police officers charged in the 2023 beating death of Tyree Nichols acquitted.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Tadarius Bean, not guilty. Demetrius Haley, not guilty. Justice Smith, not guilty.
The former officers seen here hugging their attorneys and sobbing after being cleared of 7 state charges, including second-degree murder, stemming from this traffic stop. Body cam footage appearing to show officers kicking, punching, and batoning Nichols, who died from his injuries 3 days later, sparking nationwide protest.
Any fair-minded person who watches the video would come to the conclusion that everybody there had some responsibility for Tyree Nichols' death.
But members of the jury who were not from Memphis but brought in from the Chattanooga area disagreed, reaching that verdict after an 8-day trial that included testimony from fellow former officer Desmond Mills Jr., who testified for the prosecution in exchange for a plea deal, and Nichols' mother, who recalled seeing her son in the hospital.
My son was beaten to a pulp. His head was the size of a watermelon. His nose was broken.
The Nichols family attorney Ben Crump calling the verdict a devastating miscarriage of justice, writing, "We are outraged and we know we are not alone." Another officer, Emmett Martin III's state murder case was severed and has not yet gone to trial. All 5 former officers either pleaded guilty or were convicted of lesser charges in their federal case. They're expected to be sentenced this summer. Priscilla Thompson, NBC News.
Now, there's the footage.
It's a heartbreaker, man.
It is.
You know, it's a heartbreaker. And the thing that makes it as devastating as it is as far as the situation is that Nichols died at the hands of 5 black men.
Yes.
You know? That there. And again, a traffic stop. This guy wasn't, I'm not saying as far as the criminality of a thing or the severity of a thing.
No.
But you're talking about a traffic stop, bro.
Right.
Traffic stop. And 5 of y'all, if you look at it, how skinny Nichols was,
right.
That brother was. I'm trying to be funny now. But it 5 of y'all couldn't detain that guy. See somebody. Again, it's the dynamics of what that badge and the culture does to an individual. I don't care what color you are.
Right.
Black or white. It's the culture and it's that badge that does something to you. And until that's addressed, you will continue to have situations like this. So it's not about police reform. Man. There's no such thing as that.
No such thing.
No, because you can't reform something that is evil.
Right.
You got to look at definitely just totally dismantling something and changing the culture of it. That's just the bottom line. Because at the end of the day, as the prosecutor said, any sane mind that looked at that video could tell everybody had a hand in that.
Right.
And even after the beating, man, they did not demand medical assistance. You know, and so the thing about you and me, if we are in a situation and we see someone's hurt or whatnot, and we do not render aid or at least call 911 or something,
right?
You could be brought up on charges,
right?
You know, so how is it that a civilian can be brought up on charges if they didn't? Yeah, if they don't render medical aid, but first responders,
right?
Same situation, but you don't get convicted on manslaughter. So I mean, that's the thing. Them cat didn't get convicted on aggravated assault.
No. What?
They didn't even get hit on aggravated assault. Murder, okay. Second degree murder, okay. But assault? If you saw the video that I saw and they didn't get dinged on, that was assault.
Right.
That was beyond necessary. But again, you're trying to protect a color, and I'm not talking about white. I'm talking about the color blue.
The color blue.
You're trying to protect that.
Yes.
And you do it at all costs.
Now, you want to go for the color red and white, meaning target. You want to go after them, but you won't go after the color blue.
No.
You will take the low hanging fruit, which is target. Because that's the easy one that's the easy one to get a shot at.
That's easy.
But when you talk about this right here,
yeah, that part.
Yeah,
it's that part. Yeah, you're not gonna touch it.
No,
because again, it has to be intelligently addressed. It's the first thing.
Right.
Second of all, it's not a soundbite moment.
No.
You know, certified is not this glorified moment that you can get out there and shout 4 or 5 words and you know and you start a town. That's not what this is.
And I know you thought you had it, but bruh, this principality right here, this is a different beast.
That's
and
what
if you don't know what you fighting,
yeah, that's why it took out your boy Johnny Cochran after he was successful, OJ and Micah, yeah,
and also Diddy. Remember, he did Diddy too at one time.
And you see, Johnny's not with us anymore.
And you see Diddy wish Johnny was it.
Oh, he wished. But it's because again, man, it's being able to again intelligently address what we're up against, you know, and not again stop with the sound bite, stop with the rhetoric, stop with the hype. You know, we're all beyond that, man. Hell,
Right,
I'm 54 years old.
Right,
I'm beyond all that stuff, man.
Oh,
it's now dealing with, because you got to think about what are your children,
right?
If this world continues to roll, man,
right?
What are your children, your grandchildren, with stuff like this with Trump, with stuff like this with Trey Nichols and the situation,
what they
stuff
have
like
to
this,
deal with, man.
Yeah, what are they going to have to deal with, man? That's the question you got to ask yourself.
Or how can they deal with it intelligently to where they know how to maneuver, they know how to deal with it?
They're not going to know, man, because they're dismantling everything that's going to teach them.
Right.
They're removing all your history from the books, right? They're attacking anything that has black on it. So you have no history or understanding what blackness is. And they're trying to defund very, very minutely or overly, covertly, how you want to say it, as far as how they're defunding HBCUs who've been underfunded for years, and who they even did their own study and showed you've been underfunded for years. They still got that. So the dynamics is this generation, as far as our experience, has no clue as far as what this thing is.
Right.
You don't have your Maynard Jacksons anymore. You don't have your James Baldwins anymore. You don't have individuals of that kind of caliber that disseminated information. You don't have Dick Gregory anymore. They called the man crazy. He wasn't crazy. He
wasn't crazy. That man
would just tell you, he would tell you that the stuff he was saying, you couldn't believe it was true because you didn't do your research.
Right. Exactly.
That's all that was, man.
Exactly.
You know, and so the dynamics are here. You don't have folks that got that kind of a character, that kind of wherewithal, that kind of weight anymore. Your old heads, man. Your old heads are leaving the planet, and God help us at this point.
Yeah.
Because it ain't here. I'm not trashing anybody. I'm just saying, pull somebody on their record, whether it's a Warnock, whether it's a Hank Johnson, pull them. I don't care.
Pull them.
Pick one. That's all I'm saying. Pick one and show me how it is that they are progressing our ethnicity to some degree. That's all I'm asking. You know, that's the only thing I'm asking. I'm not saying again that they might not be touching humanity. I got that. You know, it's a universal thing. Cool. But it seems to me that a certain persuasion is getting all the kind of perks and all the kind of hits, like the South Africans from Africa.
Right.
Those, you know, they're getting all the perks, but then your color is like whatever. Okay.
When we built this country,
last time I checked,
but they enslaved us by we built this country, but all of a sudden, they've been mutilized, they've been beaten. Like, really? You forgot what happened to us?
You forgot what the colonizers did to Africa? Okay.
Exactly. Come on.
Man. Don't have
even when we look at even the Diddy situation, you still have to look at the letter of the law and what the law is on that situation.
You do.
Because see, that brother now, he's saying, okay, yeah, I was violent in my relationship. Yeah, we had fights, but they were consensual. But you're not gonna find me being, being one who are gonna hire somebody to have sex or to or have these girls and to use these girls for sexual pleasure, because if they don't prove that brother could walk.
Well, my brother,
which you know that your president has something against the state of New York anyway, because that's who convicted him and will not wash his record clean.
My brother. My brother.
Yes, sir.
I hear you 100. But there's always a factor, my brother, that one must understand in your justice systems and America.
There you go.
When they want somebody,
they will get
and when they need that somebody to go down.
Yeah, that somebody. Yeah.
Man, look, I know we out of time. I'm just simply saying this.
Well, I'm just saying,
if you take your boy Bill Cosby, all right. First of all, the semantics of that case and the dynamics of that case is beyond rational understanding.
Yeah.
One, because the deposition that was used again.
Yeah.
Cosby was told that thing would never come up again.
Never come up again.
That's what I'm talking about.
He paid the price for that.
That part right there. So the baby took the money, and then she come back years after. So my thing is, did she return the money that she got? Plus interest.
No.
I'm saying. So not only did you get paid for the situation, now you turn around and hold this man in double jeopardy again for something that he was cleared for per se, by making this situation and settlement,
Which your law says that should not happen.
I'm just saying. So then the second thing is, all these individuals who said Bill Cosby did something to him, I don't know. I wasn't in the room. I'm just simply saying this. If you had all these peoples, all these women, as long as Bill has been acting and whatever, you had all these women that had something against Bill Cosby, and we're talking about a black man. You're going to wait till this man is darn near 80 or 90 and then pull him on the carpet for this stuff. And all of a sudden, there's no statute of limitation. There's no proving that this actually happened. There's no evidence. There's no, again, none of that stuff as far as he's concerned. But now this man's career and everything is literally trashed and shredded to pieces because of what they say. Now, I'm not saying it didn't happen. I don't know. I wasn't there.
Yeah,
I'm simply saying the semantics of what it is.
Yes, sir.
It stands to reason that, again, it don't make sense.
No.
That all these women all of a sudden now got all of a sudden that this man did all this to these individuals, and there was no police report, no none on a black man. All I want to say is tonight, Jay, you tried. Just go to the bar. Put a little something. I'm just saying, try.
Say what?
This is an experiment. Try. Put a little something in a woman's drink, and and then see what happens. You know what I'm saying? See how long you can get away with it. Just try it. Just try it.
No. I'm a black
man. You never know till you try.
No.
I'm saying. So me and bruh, we wouldn't get 2 feet if that happened.
You wouldn't get 2 feet, Doc.
Now I know they're saying it's Bill, and goes, you got money, okay, but still, Bill is still a black man.
Bill's a black man.
Same thing with your boy Diddy.
He's a black man,
and obviously he didn't tick somebody off.
Oh, he royally. because they wouldn't even get his boy bond, and he would go $50 million for the bond.
Exactly. So you know something up with this, man. This. And again, bruh, I'm just saying, people have done. They still doing it today. You got people swinging and having parties, and that I heard, but I still have not got an invitation. But anyway, parties. I guess they don't want to bite the preacher, but
And
you know,
now
parties.
there she go. Got to bring up Smokey. Yeah, we were gonna
I'm telling you, we gonna bring him. See what I'm saying? It's right there.
85 years old, dog. 85.
And if you see Smoke, you like Smoke.
Smoke, come on.
Smoke can't do nothing. I mean, Smoke, you seen that man dance move?
Man.
Them hips ain't moving like that. Them hips ain't moving like that.
For them hips to rotate. You know what I'm saying?
Bruh, if he move too fast, I'm gonna snap. I'm trying to tell you. Get it real slow.
We gonna leave tonight. We gonna leave this in the last words of his great prophet. The last words of this great prophet.
What that, brother? What that?
And I'm gonna let him sing this song right here.
Oh Lord!
And this is what you got to do. This is what you got to do it now.
You got to know when to hold up, know when to fold up, know when to walk away,
and when to run.
You never count your money when you're sitting at the table. There'll be
that part right there.
When the dealing's done,
you better know when to hold, boy. You better know when to hold and know when to fold, baby.
Boy, try to tell you, boy. So man, you need to know.
You got to know. It'll bless you. It'll bless your heart, boy.
It'll bless your pleasure. Try to tell y'all. Lord have mercy.
Uncommon sense. Trying to bring common sense to uncommon sense situations because there's so many out there, boy. It seems like we've been here, we hadn't left.
Oh no, they're waiting on us, player.
They're waiting on us.
They're waiting.
Every Tuesday at 7 o'clock p.m. right here on thetruevision.net and also since-you-asked.com. And just check us out every Tuesday at 7 o'clock p.m. Boy, you do not want to miss a Tuesday because it's something like that, and that's the way it is, my brother. Until next week, the Lord's will. We'll see you then.